Good. Yeah, it's better. If you're going to talk about me, I should be here.
What do you remember? What's the first memory that comes to you when you think of Smallville? When you think of working on Smallville, the first thing that comes to your head?
Well, first of all, I was booked that year to direct a whole bunch of episodes, and I was kind of excited. I was going to do Malcolm in the Middle. I was going to do NYPD Blue, and I knew Miles and Al because I'd worked with them on another show, and so my agent sent me to Smallville, but I had no idea what it was. Right, so I put in the VHS tape, and I was watching it, and I knew that they were offering me to do an episode, but I had no idea what the show was. So I'm watching it, and the opening is with like Lionel and this little red-haired kid and this and that. And then there was a moment when the meteors land and there's that big explosion. And when little Lex is laying there in the cornfield with no hair, I suddenly said, "Oh my God, this is Superman. This is Superman." No one had told me, right? I just got a videotape. And so I went up there.
Oh, that's cool.
To do episode 3, Hothead.
Yes.
And so there was this moment when Tom, there was a moment where like a coach, there was a fire or something, and their coach was caught in the car, and we had this door on a wire, and Tom grabbed it and pulled. And I remember kind of making a couple of adjustments to make it better. And then it was like my second or third day of shooting, and Tom pulled the door off the car and threw it. And I remember thinking like, I fucking love this show. This is so cool. I love this show. This is awesome. Like, it was just a job at first, right? And then, to tell you the truth, then what happened was I could see that there was like a lot of chaos going on. And Miles and Al were in LA and they were remote, and there was things. I kind of got the feeling like that not the people behind the scenes on the ground in Vancouver didn't know how to make the show at that point in time. And I sort of got in my mind, like, wait a second, they don't know how to make the show. Miles and Al did, but they were not there. And I was like, I know how to make this show. So I kind of started a campaign with my agents of like, let these guys know if there's any reason that they want me to stay. Like, I'd like that. Like, I could see myself really being on this show full time. So I kind of like started a campaign with Miles and Al through my agents to propose to them the idea that if they wanted me to stay, I could see myself doing that. And
I'm so glad you did, because one of the things that we talk about frequently when it comes to you on the show is that you were able to kind of bring this heart and soul and confidence to the show, which I needed. And then even later on in the years, you would come in and direct huge episodes, and it was always like, "Oh, Beeman's going to direct it. Okay, we're going to be fine." It was just such a confidence.
Thanks, Tom.
And I'm so glad I mean that with all my heart. And it's, I think your fingerprint is all over this series for sure.
Yeah.